So, lads, today is the first episode, or the first, is it episode or games, or I don't even know what the story is for Unrivaled. Today it is beginning, but yeah, it is going to be a fun day, and I'm going to be live streaming reactions. But lads, if you guys, please let me know in the comment section, is there any way to watch Unrivaled if you're not in America? Like, it's going to be extremely awkward. I'll figure out a way to do it, but if someone knows any way of watching Unrivaled not in America, please leave it in the comment section below. That would be greatly appreciated. But we're going to be talking about the two games tonight, what to expect, and also who is my prediction for the MVP of Unrivaled. And I've got 3 players. I'm predicting 3 players as my top 3 MVP candidates. So the first games are the Mist versus the Lunar. So the Mist have got Dejanay, Stewie, Sloot, Jewel Lloyd, Aaliyah Edwards, and Rakia Jackson. They are the favorites to win the entire thing. They've got one weak link, and that is Courtney Vandersloot. Aaliyah Edwards is athletic enough that she's not going to just get destroyed. Breanna Steward is could potentially be the best player in this league. Dejanay suits this league down to a T. Rakia Jackson's defense is much improved and is a big offensive threat. And Jewel Lloyd is a bucket. Sloot is a big negative. I don't think this is going to be a league for a Courtney Vandersloot. I think that if Sloot ends up playing in this league, or if I think she'll come off the bench quite a lot and she won't play too much. But the Mist are the favorites, and to be fair, they are the favorites for a reason. When it comes to the Lunarels do not have Cameron Brink. They've got perpetually injured Shakira Austin, who can't really shoot. They've got Skylar Diggins, who's a pass-first point guard, who I think is going to struggle a little bit. Alicia Gray is a runner. She is going to sprint up and down real fast, and she's going to get buckets. Nafisa Collier is going to be a real tough mismatch problem. And I think Courtney Williams is a elite shot creator. So they do have a bucket. I have a weird feeling that the top player on this team is going to be Courtney Williams, but I just think that the Mist have too much for them. I think the Mist in general have too much for them. And for me, one of my MVP candidates is on the Mist. So I think they just have that little bit too much for what I think is a not great Lunarels team, especially without Cameron Brink. Then there is the Rose versus the Vinyl. And heck, one of my MVP candidates, are they playing this game? The Rose. Who's on the Rose? Oh, 2 of my MVP candidates are on one team, which is an interesting one. But my top 3, I had Ryan Howard and Enrique. I think Ryan Howard could go and win freaking MVP. I do think so. I'm gonna, out of these 2, I'm gonna go Ryan Howard over Enrique, because there's not gonna be 2 MVP candidates on the one team. But this team is. People don't understand how good this team is, the Vinyl. Like, a lot of people have ranked the Vinyl near the bottom. Yes, Aaliyah Boston is going to struggle. Jordan Canada is going to be one of the best point of attack defenders in the league, and Diarca Hamby might struggle a little bit. This 3 right here is going to be the death lineup. Ray Burrell, Ryan Howard, and Enrique. Ray Burrell at center. Ray Burrell is a 6'3", 6'2" shooting wing who's a good defender, young and athletic. Ryan Howard is a 6'2" athletic scorer who can play the 5, who I think is going to have to play the 5 at some times, because I don't think the value of the post-up is going to be that great. And then you've got Enrique, who is maybe the best individual shot maker in the entirety of Unrivaled. This was going to be the damn death lineup. Enrique, Ray Burrell, Ryan Howard. I'm telling you, this will be one of the better lineups in all of Unrivaled. And then the Rose are an interesting team because they've now got who I have as my 3rd MVP candidate, because Enrique and Ryan Howard are in the same team, in Kalia Copper. I think this is going to be a league for shot-chucking wings or Stewie. I think Stewie might just be so much of a mismatch that she's going to be so much of a mismatch, she might just be unguardable, especially if she starts shooting well, even though she didn't in the W season. If she starts shooting well, it's going to be tough. But for Kat Copper, she's athletic enough. She plays defense. She runs fast enough. She's got a high enough motor. The problem with the Rose is that you've got your non-shooting factor in Angel Reese. You got your non-running factor in Azare. Not a shot creator. Not a shot creator. Can't run. And then Brittany Sykes is locked down. In fairness, I think Brittany Sykes can be really good for this league. The best possible lineup the team can run is probably Ka, Sykes, and Angel. But I just think the bench is too weak. I don't mind Lexi Hull. I think someone like a Lexi Hull is infinitely more valuable than someone like a Chelsea Gray. The problem is that you're going to see a lot of Chelsea Gray being ran, and I don't necessarily think pass first point guard play is going to be relevant in this format. It's not relevant in half court 3v3, and you better believe it's definitely not relevant for a slow player. It's not relevant in full court 3v3. Like, this whole game is going to be about exploiting mismatches. And Angel Reese is never really going to be a mismatch on defense, on the defensive end. But when you've got players, again, like a Ryan Howard or a Ray Burrell that allow you to exploit those mismatches, I think it's going to be big. And it's not necessarily bigs on smalls mismatches. A lot of the time it ends up being the speed mismatch. Like, we've seen it in a lot of footage that, like, if you are faster than the player that's guarding you, you just run by them. Like, that's as simple as that. So I think an Azare Stevens is going to really struggle against a team that doesn't really, like, a team that can go smaller. Like, if Aaliyah Boston's on the floor, I think Aaliyah Boston is going to be a mismatch problem in a negative way for her team. But you've got, obviously, the death lineup of Enrique, Ray Burrell, and Ryan Howard. So, yeah, that is my kind of preview for today's games. But my prediction for MVP is a player, like, I think you cannot count out Stewie. Stewie, because she could just be a mismatch. I'm never going to count out Stewie. But at the same time, I don't think anyone in the Lunar is going to be MVP. I don't think Kat Copper is in with a shout. I don't think anyone in the Laces is going to be in that MVP conversation. I don't think anyone in the Phantom is. If you're asking me for who my MVP prediction is, it's going to be the player, the 6'2" athlete, Juju before Juju. The 6'2" athlete who has no conscience shooting the ball, who can go on a heater and be the best player in the world in any given game, who can defend, who's athletic, who's got absolutely everything. Like, genuinely, like, got absolutely everything as far as offensive ability goes, and has that versatility to maybe play as a big, or maybe in a comeback, deciding to go, we'll take threes, you take twos, we'll count in threes, you'll count in twos, while she goes and chucks. My prediction for MVP is Ryan Howard of this entire league. And it's weird because people are like, oh, she wasn't a WNBA All-Star. She was injured. She was injured the first half of the season. She would have been, like, if she would have been a 3-time All-Star in 3 WNBA seasons, which is kind of crazy. But, like, before she got hurt to start the year, she was, like, looking like she was going to be on the All-W team. Like, that's how good Ryan Howard was to start last WNBA season. But I do think Ryan Howard, if healthy, is going to end up as the MVP of this league. And if she doesn't, it might just be because Ryan Howard and Enrique are getting in each other's ways. But I think the likes of Ryan Howard, Enrique, Kat Copper, honestly, maybe if Jewel Lloyd starts hitting, Jewel Lloyd could be in with a shout. But I think this is going to be, while real basketball is moving away from the score first wings, I think this Unrivaled, the score first wings are going to be what it makes or breaks. Maybe not winning, but they're going to be the people putting up the most points for every team. But anyway, I'll see you guys.